Well, we made it through, didn't we? Now what, Zelda? What did we make it through? Well, we made it through the first day of Mercury retrograde. Today is March 16th of 2025. This is your weekly reading, and it includes what we can expect in this first week of Mercury retrograde. So this is going to go from March 16th until the 23rd, maybe a little longer. We're going to see exactly what is happening here, and I have 3 decks. And yes, I read with multiple decks because I guess I'm a rebel like that, right? I have this beautiful tarot foil deck. I know you're going to love it. I have the old boy. Now, you've seen this before. The cards are worn, but it gives great meanings, and I love it. Then we have this Laura Twan Lenormand deck. I had to think for a second there. Thank you, Mercury. And a combination of all 3 is going to tell us what we can expect during this first week. Now, we are getting ready to head towards a solar eclipse March 29th in Aries. That should be very interesting, and it will be opening doors for many of us. I mean, theoretically, opening the door and letting the sun shine in is what's going to happen. So let's get started, and I want to welcome you to Your Fate and Fortune with True Oracle. My name is Lady Zelda Kelly, and I'm here to read cards for you today and to get you on the right track in which we need. Now, I've already shuffled the cards, and this reading is for all signs collectively. You may or may not resonate with this reading, but I think there will be bits and pieces. And I do think, if I can talk today, see, that's what Mercury does. If you're going through the same thing, then you'll understand. You may want to share this video with others. And if you hear that they're having difficulty talking and juggling things, then that's the same too. We're going to put that back. All right, so I did pre-shuffle, and we're asking, spirits, guides, angels, we're asking for your input, for guidance and direction for this lovely week. And by the way, my darlings, spring equinox, March 20th. Are you ready? I sure am. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to just lay out a few of these cards. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Wow, just wow. Now, I like to put them on an angle like that because, I think it sometimes gives us a little bit more room. But for those of you who like them like this, then we'll do it. And you know what? I want one more card. There we are. Oh, I'm loving this reading, and you will too. Now, I will say that March 15th was a very weather active day for many people in the Dixie Trail, in the Dixie states, in the southern states of the United States, and there were some very horrible tornadoes and thunderstorms, and a lot of people were injured. There were some fatalities, and our hearts go out to them. So think about them today. And that was the first day of Mercury retrograde. That's tough. So thank you so much for that. We did experience that where I am right now. And that was a very active evening. Here we are, my darlings. It doesn't surprise me. Now remember, all water comes from the high priestess robes. Life flows. And you see here, sometimes we just kind of feel disconnected from our homes, from who we want to be with. And right now, I'm going to say, if you're feeling disconnected, well, this is probably you and me. You see, this blindfold looks a little loose on her, and I'm going to say the bondage looks a little loose on her, but we've got water here, and she can walk right out of this. And that's the invitation for us sometimes, that we get stuck and we feel like we're holding ourselves back, because the swords are communication. They are air element, and they are not going all the way around. So she's just not kept there. It just looks like she's stuck there. And if you're feeling that going into this week, then I can tell you you're right on with the planetary aspects and transits that are going on. It's amazing. Now, this king, he's a lovely one. Again, air element, and we see that because we have a little spirit animal there of the birds. But the air element and communication, he's sitting there with his sword up, so it's not like he's wanting to go into battle. For him, it's a part of the job, sitting on the throne, letting everyone know that he is an authority in situations. The invitation for you, my darlings, is this week, use communication in authority. Be solid of what you say. Why? Well, because this is going to be a tough week, and you don't want to have to go through any follow-up or follow-through. Now, I'm not saying do it in a way that would hurt anyone. That's not it. You have to be that strong. But be solid in your communication. Definitely deliver it with facts and ease, and you're going to be ahead of the game this week. Because look at this. This week, you're going to be standing on the edge, doing what you can to work out the decisions you have to make. And I'm going to point something out. You see how there is this castle right here? Well, this fellow is standing on the edge of this castle, looking over things. Now, he's got the world in his hands, and he's had a choice, but I'm going to tell you the big choice that he's made. There's a lot of red in this card. It is compassion, passion, love, control. It is a flaming personality in some regards, but also having that fire in your belly to be able to get things done this week. This is a fire element, opening doors, and you see the growth on these wands. But what he's done here, and I like this, you see how this particular wand behind him is fastened to the wall of the castle. And this little flower mosaic here is showing that there's got to be some balance in whatever direction that you take. Well, he has chosen to go forward. He's on the edge. He's on the threshold of a new beginning, a new week, if you will. But he's holding this world in his hand because he knows that he's going to have many choices to be making, but holding the world in the hand means that there's limitless power that you have. And remember, words are your power. Use them gingerly but factually. And with strength, I'm going to say. But what he's done here is he has anchored the past behind. Oh, that was a big noise, and I don't know where that came from. Okay. That he has anchored the past behind him, and he's going to go forward. That is a huge indication, an invitation for what we are supposed to be doing this week. Anchor this past behind you, because when you do, you leave the past in the past, and it's a lot harder than what most feel and think it is. When we think of the past and bring it into us every day, sadly, the past then becomes our present. And when we continue to do this, then the past then becomes the future. He has decided to anchor the past behind him so he can go on freely, unobstructed. Now, this is a very interesting card, and I interpret this a lot different, I think, than other readers you may see. Describing this card, we see 5 pentacles, and I'm going to say I would take this as a church mosaic or stained glass, 5 pentacles. But we see this, I'm going to say, mother figure. She's barefoot. She's walking in the snow. There looks like a young person here on crutches. Feet are wrapped up. Disheveled clothes. It looks very cold. And it looks like they're in a hurry. They're not standing around. Let me say that again. I think my camera glitched. It looks like they're in a hurry. They're not standing around. They're not camping out. But they're in a hurry. First of all, number 5 in biblical numerics is grace. Now, this is a money card. However, it can also be so grounding that it can apply in this other situation, and this is how. This week, with the fire in the belly that we talked about, you will see that there is a circumstance that you can walk out of or away from. Ah, that's making sense now, isn't it? And you will have the grace to be able to do it. My interpretation of the mindset of the mother is this. Enough is enough. It's too cold. Whatever the case may be, I don't like the environment. I'm done with not having what we need to survive. Let's go find it. Let's do whatever we can to make sure that we don't land in this pickle, predicament, situation, circumstance again. With the grace that has been given with these pentacles, she had the wherewithal to say, come on, let's go. And let's hurry. Let's get out of this situation. Let's get out of the situation. Put the past behind and make sure your communication is A-okay. Let's see what this other deck has to say. The Queen of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. Lovely. And the World card. Isn't that... Now, there's no coincidence here. And I love these cards. Let me know if you like them. And please do me a favor. If you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe. We love to have you in our community. And when we get to 4,000 subscribers, we will have a giveaway. And probably that giveaway will be a video reading with me. So you'll want to subscribe and start coming back. And you'll want to click on the notification bell and like the video, because that helps us to get out. And the sooner we do that, the sooner we can have the giveaway. And if you'll do that, please, because, I mean, after all, your future might depend on it, right? So, thank you very much. This Queen of Cups, more water coming through, the flow of life. The Queen of Cups, you see all these pebbles down here. These are the memories that she holds so dear, and she holds them so dear that she keeps these memories in this urn here. And look how fixated she is on this. She is a water sign, thus the shell on her throne. But she's got a lot of emotion in this, and so do you. And I think sometimes the emotion holds us up. Have you ever heard of that saying, to analyze is to paralyze? Well, it could be that this week, in the thought of trying to do the right thing, you just don't do anything. So be careful of that. Just make sure that you're thinking through everything, especially your communication. But I'm liking this card. Now, this card sometimes can be a very dark card. In this particular case, it's not. Many elements going on in this card. First of all, I want to point out that you've got some high power, spiritual guidance over you. That is told to us by this wheel. And in this wheel is the T, O, R, and A. That's the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, the Hebrew, and in the Greek, it is the Septuagint. Not only that, you see these Hebrew letters that are in between. Those spell out the name of God. Now, this little character here is considered to be the collector of souls. And this wheel tells us that life goes in waves. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. And in this particular case, since you have the world here, it is definitely going up. But other elements, we see a snake here, which can really be in a not so good position, let me say. But you're not in that position right now. This little fellow is a regulatory agent who decides how fast the wheel's going to go and if it's an up, if it's a down, whatever the case. And he has got a sword, double-edged sword, which can cut or cleanse. And we have these beautiful characters in all 4 corners, and they're each taking notes because everything that we do in life is recorded. And recorded in the big books. And so this card tells us that you're on the upswing. And also these characters represent Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, who are the 4 Gospels. So there's a lot going on in this particular card, but we swing over on this upswing to the world. The world, you've got the world as your oyster, and look, we have the same 4 characters, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we'll just say that. Other than her looking a little chilly, she's got herself wrapped in a very beautiful royal color of purple in this particular card. She's got 2 wands, which make her command things, and she's got a laurel wreath that is around her, which is a victory wreath in many ways. But the world basically says, and this is my saying, and listen carefully, the world is your oyster, so why not shuck it, right? Open it up, find out what's in that oyster, find out what is coming for you. Take advantage of this time, because it's not a bad time. It's just telling us to make sure that we have the correct communication going into this work and knowing into this work. You see, hello, into this week, so that we don't get balled up with communication like I just did, and we don't get ourselves holding ourselves back, being our own worst enemy, making sure that we communicate the things that we want to so we can move on and improve our lives. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this reading, isn't there? You may have to watch it a couple of times. The last word from this Lenormand deck, which is very beautiful. And you see there's the cross. A very spiritual time, and there's the anchor, and a very grounding time. The 10 of spades, the 9 of spades is basically there telling us that this is a week you should be careful to curb your imagination. So if someone says something to you, don't read between the lines. And if somebody gives you a look that you're unsure of, don't read that into something that it shouldn't be. Maybe that other person has a lot of thought or something that's going on their mind, and they just absent-mindedly looked the way they did at you without thinking. So don't overthink this week. The Six of Clubs, it may be frustrating for you in this particular week based on what I'm seeing here, but this cross, once again, an indication of the higher power that you have. One last word from the old boy. One last word. Maybe, Zelda, right? I love it. The Ace of Pentacles, this beautiful benevolent hand coming out of the unknown, most likely the heavens, saying that there's a new beginning and you have a new path. And I want to show you something that you're going to really love, and it is this. You see, there's no coincidences. This new pathway heads into new territory. And believe me, this card will make sure you have what you need in order to make that journey. This new path, going through the laurel wreath into a victorious week. So, the message here is, my darlings, communication, curb your imagination, don't get balled up with what anybody else is saying. Make sure you have your facts correct, right, when you talk. Let me say that again. Make sure you have your facts correct when you talk, and right, and factual. This is going to be a week, my darling, and it may be a little tough because you got to be on your toes, but you will be, because you're going to be in a position where you say, you know what, okay, all right, we'll get through this. We're going to work through it. I'm not staying here. I'm on my way. And with the grace, you'll be able to do it. I think it's going to be a good week, quite frankly, and I look forward to it, and especially the spring equinox. I want to wish all of you a wonderful week. Please subscribe, like, and do all those YouTubey things. And if you'd like to have a reading with me, I would certainly love to do it for you. Please check out the links in the description. Come over, shop, and I'll put a link at the end of this video so you can step on over there, check me out, check out the site, and check out all kinds of things. We got some beautiful new things in the psychic shop, including new bracelets. So thank you so much, my darlings, for being here. I wish you the best week ever, and do not let Mercury be a thing. Just slow down and let it roll. Thanks again, my darlings. You be well. Have a wonderful week. And you know what? I'm going to see you very soon. Oh, and don't forget, Mondays, manifestation, right? See, hello, Mercury. Manifestation Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, right here. We're going to learn how to attract the things that you deserve and desire in your life. Bye for now.